with us during the commercial break. You would never tune in again. So glad you see us on our best behavior. As of Wednesday, you can buy recreational weed in the Centennial State. Voters put the RAD in Colorado. Does this mean there won't be a crackdown from the feds who still consider marijuana to be a very dangerous drug? Or does it sound the death knell for the expensive and deadly war on drugs? Penn Jillette Reed joins us from Vegas. Now, Penn, I know you're no bone roller, man. You're not a bong loader. But what does legal weed have to do with criminal justice?
Well, I think that getting drugs legal in this country as quickly as possible is the best thing, especially for people who don't do drugs. I've never had a puff of marijuana in my life, never any recreational drug, and I so want that legal so that I'm not paying for enforcement of a law that just seems stupid. And also, it makes me crazy that Obama comes very close to bragging on how much dope he smoked in college, and yet hasn't done really enough to stop us from wasting all the money, not to mention all the lives we've ruined with this stupid war on drugs.
Penn, you've been talking about this for a long time, and things seem to be moving super quickly now with Washington, Colorado, Uruguay legalizing this stuff.
Really fast.
Did you ever think that it would happen this fast, that the dominoes would start falling so quickly?
It's astonishing. It's astonishing when you look at gay marriage, which in the 90s people were saying was going to come up in maybe a couple generations. It seems like we can thank the internet and communication for the marketplace of ideas is really going very, very quickly. And I think they're going to find out that when they see what legalized dope does, which is essentially nothing, except make things easier, that it's going to spread all over the country. And when I was young and everybody around me was smoking dope, there was two things I wanted. One was never to be around anyone who was smoking dope, and two, to have it completely legal. It's just, I get sucked into all the money that's paid on that enforcement. And of course, now that it's legal and money gets paid in taxes, that is a lot more tax money I won't pay, which makes me very happy.
I'm glad you bring up that point, because a lot of times people say that libertarians are just Republicans who smoke weed, that the only reason people become libertarian is because they want to legalize drugs and prostitution for themselves. Mm-hmm. But someone like you actually makes a more powerful argument, because you're not fighting for things that you want. You're just fighting for common sense and rationality.
Yeah, how many people that have never ever used a recreational drug have been on the cover of High Times magazine? I've been fighting for the legalization of this. I mean, I only care about freedoms of things I don't agree with. That's the only ones that test me. That's why I look so carefully at the Westboro Baptist Church. Their freedom of speech is the freedom of speech I think about the most, because the atheist freedom of speech, well, others are taking care of that. And the same thing with recreational drugs. I just think if you have not got the freedom to put what you want in your body, you are not living in a free country. And I would like it to go a lot further than that. And of course, I would like it even not to be taxed, but that's too much to dream for right now.
Well, Penn, you talked a little bit about how we've sort of shifted the culture so quickly, and I do want to pay you a bit of a tribute. You've helped to do that. About 10 years ago, you had a little show, which name I can't say on this particular network, on Showtime, and you advocated for a number of really, really important ideas and helped to advance freedom. What is it that animates you and gets you so excited about promoting the ideas of liberty and libertarianism broadly?
I just love the idea. You know, I believe that the founding of the United States of America was founded on technology. The idea was, let's try having newspapers be free. Let's try freedom of press. Let's try freedom of speech, which was really acknowledging a fairly new technology there. And it seems like that profound idea of can we solve problems with more freedom instead of less is one that becomes more and more relevant as it goes on. And I just get, as I get older especially, people seem better and better to me. There seems to be less and less reason to be cynical. And the more you give people trust, the more they see around me and reading, the more they seem to rise above my wildest hopes for how good people can be.
Oh, that's
so what gets
sweet.
me excited is just how great people are when they're left on their own and left to take care of each other and also take care of themselves without constantly having violence looking over their shoulder to try to force them to do the right thing. It is so joyous to see charity. It is so sad to see money taken away and then by force and then given to those same people. And the same thing for freedom. It's so wonderful to see. I want to live in a world where my children decide not to do drugs instead of being frightened by ruining their whole life with one bad mistake.
All right, well, Penn, oftentimes libertarians get a bad rap for being callous and selfish, and you just proved the point that, well, you're a phenomenal person. And whatever you say, I will do, including...
It's quite the opposite. The cynicism seems to be on the other side. It seems like the liberal point of view seems to be everybody's really bad in this world, and let's force them to do the right thing.
Well,
and there is no evidence for that.
The only thing I'm going to force you to do...
people looking into their own hearts.
Penn, the only thing I'm going to force you to do is reappear on our show early and often.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, my
I'd
friend.
love to. Thanks so
All right,
much.
come back soon.